This is The Scoop for Tuesday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. 2 local members of the clergy were arrested Friday night while praying on the Black Lives Matter street art in St. Petersburg as it was being removed by the Florida Department of Transportation. In a Facebook post hours later, Andy Oliver, the pastor of Allendale United Methodist Church, posted, "Reverend Ben Atherton Zeman and I have been released. Black history still matters. If you look hard at the picture, you can see that even Ron's paint couldn't fully hide that truth." He was referring to Governor Ron DeSantis, who is pushing the painting over of street art across the state. Governor Ron DeSantis has signed another death warrant as the state continues a record-setting year for executions. This time it's for a man convicted in the 1990 murders of a couple in Miami-Dade County. Victor Tony Jones is scheduled to be executed September 30th and could become the 13th inmate put to death by lethal injection this year in Florida. The Jones death warrant on Friday came after Curtis Wyndham was executed Thursday evening at Florida State Prison. About 50,000 veterans and their families living in Pasco County now have a free way to get legal help. WMNF's Chris Young reports on a new clinic at the Zephyrhills VA Clinic, providing legal services to veterans.
Bay Area Legal Services and the Zephyrhills VA Clinic are launching a new VA medical legal partnership to provide legal services to veterans in Zephyrhills and Pasco County. The new program joins 3 others at the VAs across the Tampa Bay area. Gaetano Deanna is a staff attorney at Bay Area Legal Services.
If a veteran's facing an eviction, if a veteran's having to deal with maybe a family law dispute that they don't understand, we have the opportunity to be there for them.
But funding for this and other programs are currently under threat due to federal budget cuts. The cuts could cause over 130,000 Floridians to lose access to legal assistance.
We're actually expanding out to the Zephyrhills Clinic to provide an additional avenue to meet veterans where they are. And without the funding to support that, it's a lot harder.
The clinic is available on the 4th Thursday of every month. They accept walk-ins from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. with afternoon slots available by appointment. Chris Young, WMNF News.
You can find out more information at WMNF.org. An undergraduate student at Florida Polytechnic University has discovered that peacock feathers can be altered to emit laser light. WMNF's Zoe Sachs reports on these findings and what they mean for the scientific community.
Anthony Fiorito, a senior engineering physics major, was able to create laser light from peacock feathers by adding highlighter dye. He says they tried many methods to find out how to make the peacock feathers emit lasers, but using a pink dye that is found in highlighters was the only one that worked.
By soaking and staining the feathers multiple times and really getting the dye in there and then exciting it with an outside source, we were able to get that fluorescent dye to do more than just fluorescence, but actually emit laser light out of the peacock feathers.
Fiorito says this discovery could impact the scientific community, possibly by reducing the cost of making optical equipment using biologically sourced materials. He says he will continue his research and write a follow-up paper to dig deeper into how the process works. For WMNF News, I'm Zoe Sachs.
A man charged with trying to assassinate President Donald Trump last year in South Florida is set to represent himself during a pretrial conference as final preparations are made for trial. Barring any delays, jury selection is scheduled to begin today in Fort Pierce Federal Court for the case against Ryan Routh. A U.S. District Judge signed off on Routh's request to represent himself in July, but said court-appointed attorneys need to remain as standby counsel. The trial will begin nearly a year after prosecutors say a U.S. Secret Service agent thwarted Routh's attempt to shoot Trump as he played golf. A U.S. District Judge issued a preliminary injunction last week ordering state and federal officials to begin winding down operations at a migrant detention center in the Everglades. On Friday, a U.S. Department of Homeland Security official confirmed in an email that the agency is complying with this order and moving detainees to other facilities. The email defended the mass deportation program as well as the Everglades facility, which is at an airport used for flight training. According to court documents, the Florida Division of Emergency Management spent about $218 million to construct what the state calls Alligator Alcatraz. Expect a few showers later today with highs near 90. Tonight, mostly cloudy, overnight lows in the mid-70s. And tomorrow, mostly cloudy, highs in the low 90s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.